Hey there fellow book nerds, this is High on Books and it's time for quick reviews of 3 books that I have read. So let's get started. First book on my list is Little Mercies by Heather Godinkoff. This story is told from 2 perspectives and both of them are emotionally charged and will drag you in from the very beginning. First perspective is of Ellen, who is a mother of 3 children and a social worker, whose job is to save children from abusive parents or guardians. Her profession has shown her a very cruel and wild side of humans. She loves her family dearly, but her one little negligence has potential to destroy everything she holds dear. The second perspective is of Jenny, a 10-year-old girl who lives with his careless but loving father. One day she is separated from him and ends up in a very difficult situation. It's then Ellen's and Jenny's paths cross and they try to help each other. This is the first book that I have read by Heather Godinkoff and I can't wait to read her other books. I like her writing style. Talking about the story, it's an emotional ride that will make you cry several times. It's a powerful story about motherhood and kindness. One of the main themes being how mothers struggle to maintain a balance between their professional and personal life. Though the ending relied on conveniences, I overlooked that shortcoming because the emotion that this book was able to stir in me were just amazing. If you love reading emotionally charged book, then I highly recommend you this. So I'll rate Little Mercy by Heather Godinkoff 9 out of 10 stars. Next book on my review list is Digital Fortress by Dan Brown. Let me tell you about the plot first. NSA finds itself in trouble when one of its ex-employees creates a code which even their supercomputer fails to break. If people get access to this new code, NSA will not be able to intercept threats to national security. Assessing the situation, the Deputy Director Trevor Strathmore calls in head cryptographer Suzanne Fletcher to help him. Suzanne learns that this code can bring down the entire US intelligence. This is the first Dan Brown book that I have read and I'm a bit disappointed, and to be honest, it will be a while before I pick any of his other book. I couldn't enjoy this book for so many reasons, but the way it ended is the main reason why I don't like it. The plot was interesting, but the story soon became dull. You can see the pattern in Dan Brown's writing, which repeats itself a lot, and you can easily predict what's about to come. I mean, you can see the major twist coming your way from a mile. Every single character is flat, and that wouldn't have been a problem if majority of them weren't NSA agents. The climax is not only stretched but also unintentionally funny. In the end, it looked like they were playing a game in which they have to guess the right answer. Now I know why people don't talk much about this Dan Brown book. So I'll rate Digital Fortress 5 out of 10 stars. Terrible book. Last book on my review list is The House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book in Crescent City series and it demands an entire video to itself, which I am planning to do somewhere in near future. Now, coming to the story. The story takes place on a planet named Midgard, where beings like humans, fae, angels, demons, shifters, witches, etc. live. Our protagonist, Bryce Quinlan, is a half-human, half-fae, whose life drastically changed after a demon killed her friends. 2 years after the killings, when the murders start up again, Bryce finds herself in the center of investigation and she's teamed up with a fallen angel, Hunt Athlar, to find the culprit. In the process of solving the case, they discover a sinister conspiracy that can destroy their entire fucking world. I've never been a big fan of amalgamation of magic and science, but House of Earth and Blood is an exception I am happy to make. There is a lot of stuff going on in this book. It can be overwhelming for some readers because of its length, too many characters and complicated magic system. But if you are an avid fantasy reader and once you get hold of it, you will start enjoying it. The book felt slow at some points, but when Sarah J. Maas throws a curveball at you after those slow pages, you realize it was important to spend time with these characters. Each and every character is beautifully written and climax is done very well. Not a bit of it felt rushed or stretched, and it promises a very interesting sequel that I am looking forward to. So for House of Earth and Blood, I am going for 8 out of 10 stars. So this was the video guys. Do tell me in the comment section what do you think of it. If you enjoyed it, give it a big fat thumbs up, and if you disagree with the points that I made, do express yourself in the comment section. We will get into a discourse about it. And help this book nerd grow by sharing the video and subscribing the channel and press the bell icon. It motivates me. So I'll see you next time in the next video. Meanwhile, my fellow book nerds, keep reading.